Hi y'all, Raven Nazar here again for another Commander EDH deck tech for my boxing league. Today we're going to be doing Toxrill the Corrosive. This guy is incredibly disgusting, so I'm going to try to go over him a little bit here. He's 5 colors and double black to play. Slug Horror 7/7 says at the beginning of each end step, put a slime counter on each creature you don't control. Creatures you don't control get -1/-1 for each slime counter on them. Mind you, again, it's each end step they receive a slime counter. Whenever a creature you don't control with a slime counter on it dies, create a 1/1 black slug creature token. And then, of course, you may pay a blue and a black, sacrifice a slug to draw a card. This guy is really gross. If you're able to find a way to keep him on the field in just a few turns, you pretty much clear everything out. This guy is awful to play against, but incredibly fun to play as. And I'm going to go over my deck here that I've got with him. I'm going to start out with the cards that I got in the Crimson Vow set. Starting out with the Jacob Hauken Inspector. He's 1 colorless and a blue to play. Human Advisor 0/2. He says tap to draw a card and then exile a card from your hand face down. You may look at that card for as long as it remains exiled. You may pay 4 colorless double blue. If you do, you get to transform this guy, which is very valuable when you do. When you transform him, it turns into Hauken's Insight, which is a legendary enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, it says exile the top card of your library face down. You may look at that card for as long as it remains exiled. Once during each of your turns, you may play a land or cast a spell from among the cards exiled with this permanent without paying for its mana cost. This is so good. You're going to get so much value off of this guy. Next, we got Cemetery Illuminator. 1 colorless and double blue to play. Spirit 2/3 with flying. Whenever Cemetery Illuminator enters the battlefield or attacks, exile a card from a graveyard. You may look at the top card of your library anytime, and then once each turn, you may cast a spell from the top of your library if it shares a card type with a card exiled with Cemetery Illuminator. Pretty good. Next, I'm running Girolf, Visionary Stitcher. I was questioning whether I want to run this guy or not, but I decided to go for it because I'm going to have some abilities here where I think I may be stealing some cards from my opponent, some creatures, and that'll give me an opportunity to sacrifice them. Or if I need to, I can sacrifice something on the fly if I have to. So he's 2 colorless and a blue to play, Human Wizard 1/4. He says zombies you control have flying, okay? You may pay a blue, tap him, and sacrifice another non-token creature. Create an XX blue zombie creature token where X is the sacrifice creature's toughness. Ideally, I'll be sacrificing creatures that I will be stealing if I have to return them, or if something else is going on. That's why this guy's in the deck. Next, I've got the 3 Weird Sisters, aka Henrika Domnathi. 2 colorless and double black to play, Vampire 1/3 with flying. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, you choose one that hasn't been chosen. So you either choose each player sacrifices a creature. That's pretty good. You may choose to draw a card and lose 1 life. That's pretty good. Or you can just transform Henrika Domnathi. If you do, Henrika Dumnathi turns into Fiends of Darkness, or Henrika Infernal Seer. Legendary creature vampire, 3/4 with flying, death touch, and lifelink. You may pay colorless and double black. Each creature you control with flying, death touch, and or lifelink gets +1/+0 until end of turn. This is pretty good because you can pump Fiends of Darkness, or excuse me, Fiends of Darkest Night up, and any other creatures that I have on the field that qualify under either flying, death touch, or lifelink. So pretty good. Next, I got this Cemetery Desecrator. 4 colors, double black to play. Zombie, 4/4. He's got Menace. When he enters the battlefield or dies, exile another card from a graveyard. And when you do, you choose one. You either remove X counters from target permanent, where X is the mana value of exile card. I probably will never use that, but you know, we'll see. You know, circumstances, right? Or target creature an opponent controls gets -X till end of turn, where X is the mana value of the exiled card. More than likely, I'll be using that secondary ability there, but you never know. This guy's pretty good. Next, we got Dreadfeast Demon. This guy's pretty gross. He's 5 colorless, double black to play. He's a demon with 6/6 flying. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice a non-demon creature, which with the Toxrill, I should be getting a bunch of slugs out, so that'll help feed the demon. If you do, create a token that's a copy of Dreadfeast Demon. This is disgusting. You may be able to flood the board with a bunch of 6/6 flyers, so pretty gross. Like this guy. Let's see, we got Hullbreaker Horror. This guy is also disgusting. He is 5 colors and double blue to play. Kraken Horror. He's 7/8 with flash, so you can play him at instant speed. Also, this spell can't be countered. This guy's pretty gross. Whenever you cast a spell, choose up to 1, okay? So you return target spell you don't control to its owner's hand, or you can return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. This is pretty gross. Anytime that I'm playing a spell, basically I'm bouncing something back to somebody's hand. That's pretty bad. Hard to fight against because you can't counter it. I mean, you know, it dies to removal just like anything else, but if you've got something that can protect this bad boy, it can become a nuisance. Running Undying Malice for 1 black, it's instant. Till end of turn, target creature gains when this creature dies, return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control with a +1/+1 counter on it. So this is important here because Toxrill, once it's on the field, it's going to be a target. So you have to do everything in your power to make sure that it stays on the field. Because the moment it stays, and the longer it stays, the more destructive it is, and the more benefits you're going to receive. That's why this is on the field. Or at least in the deck. I'll keep Toxrill on the field, hopefully. Running Bleed Dry, 2 colorless, double black instant that says target creature gets -13 till end of turn. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. Pretty good. Kills almost anything. Like the picture, like the art, pretty good. Next, running Cradle of Safety. 1 colorless and a blue to play. Enchantment Aura with flash, so I can play it at instant speed. Enchant creature you control. When Cradle Safety enters the battlefield, enchanted creature gains hexproof till end of turn, and gets +1/+1 for the remainder of the enchantment. This is good. Basically protecting my Toxrill. And then last card that I got from the set, Count Dracula himself, aka Soarin the Mirthless. 2 colorless and double black to play. Legendary Planeswalker Soarin. Starts out with 4 loyalty counters, and you can +1 him to look at the top card of your library. Reveal that card and put it into your hand. If you do, you lose life equal to the mana value. Or you could -2 him to create a 2/3 black vampire creature token with flying and lifelink. Or you can -7 him and he'll deal 13 damage to any target, and then you gain 13. That's pretty close. This guy could end up taking somebody out of the game. Pretty good. So these are the cards that I got from the new set. Let's see what else I got here. Gonna run by my creatures. Running a Horde Robber. He's a colorless and black to play. He's a 1/3 Tiefling Rogue. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, get to create a treasure token. Need that for some ramp. Malevolent Noble. White colorless and black to play. Human Noble. 2/2. Pay 2, sacrifice an artifact or another creature, and I get to put a +1/+1 counter on this guy. He's basically a sack outlet for me. Running Aria, the first of Locthwain. Triple black to play. Elf Noble, 2/3. Whenever she or another black creature enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. I may tap her, sacrifice another black creature, which I got, slugs, right? I get to draw a card. Pretty good. Pretty card. Also running Cosima, God of the Voyage. 2 colorless and a blue to play. God, 2/4. It says at the beginning of your upkeep, you may exile Cosima. If you do, it gains whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control. Cosima is exiled. You may put a Voyage counter on it. If you don't, return Cosima to the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it and draw X cards, or X the number of Voyage counters on it. I'm going to use this primarily for draw power. I know he's got a flip side, but I'm not going to be using that very much, so I'm not going to worry about it. We got a Rezlex, Illithid Scholar for colorless and double blue horror, 3/2. Whenever a creature you control becomes blocked, you may return to its owner's hand. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. This is nice. He's here for draw. Also, if something happens to a creature of mine and it happens to come block, I can always do something to get it back to my hand. Replay it maybe. This card's good. Morbid Opportunist. 2 colors and black to play. Human Rogue, 1/3. Whenever 1 or more other creatures die, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. This card is good in black, especially in Commander. It's a newer card. I think it's really good. I don't know if everybody else is playing this guy right now, but I would suggest, especially Commander, running this guy if you're running black, because you'll be drawing cards. Creatures are dying all the time, left and right. Running Pawn of Ulamog to get some more mana ramp in here. Whenever Pawn of Ulamog or another non-token creature you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may put a 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn creature token on the battlefield, and it has sacrificed this creature, add 1 colorless to your mana pool. Pretty good. Need that guy for ramping out. Using Soul Reaper of Mogus. He's a 2/3 Minotaur Shaman. Pay 2 colors and a black. Sacrifice a creature to draw a card. Sack outlet. Running this guy. Varagoth. Blood Skyshire. Sire, sorry. 2 colors and black to play. Demon Rogue. 2/3 with Death Touch. He's got Boast ability with 1 colorless and a black. Target player searches their library for a card and shuffles their library and puts that card on top of it. Pretty good to tutor out something that you really need. Also running Vito, Thorn of the Dusk Rose. 2 colors and a black to play. Vampire Cleric, 1/3. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. You can also pay 3 colorless and double black. Creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn. So this guy's pretty good at, ending games if you let him. Alright, running Erebos, Bleak-Hearted. 3 colors and black to play. God, 5/6, indestructible. As long as your devotion to black is less than 5, Erebos isn't a creature. Whenever another creature you control dies, you may pay 2 life. If you do, draw a card. You may also pay 1 colorless and black, sacrifice another creature. Target creature gets -2, -1 until end of turn. Pretty good. Guy's very useful. And what's a deck like this without the other Erebos dude, right? Running Erebos, God of the Dead, with 3 colors and black to play. God, 5/7, indestructible as well. As long as your devotion to black is less than 5, Erebos isn't a creature. He says your opponents can't gain life. That's pretty disruptive. He also has 1 color and a black, pay 2 life, draw a card. Help me draw more cards. We like drawing cards. Drawing cards is good. All right, so to tie in with some of the stealing shenanigans I was talking about earlier, running Giza, Glorious Resurrector. 2 colorless and double black to play. Human Wizard, 4/4. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. At the beginning of your upkeep, put all creatures cards exiled with Giza, Glorious Resurrector onto the battlefield under your control, and they gain decay. This is disgusting in this deck. Toxrill kills a bunch of creatures. Giza gives me all those creatures. And if I have Girolf on the field, because the creatures have decay, if I end up attacking with them, I can also sacrifice them and gain zombies. Pretty good. Running King Makar, the Gold Cursed, for ramp purposes. So 2 colors and double black to play. Human, 2/3 with Inspired. Whenever this guy becomes untapped, you may exile target creature. If you do, put a colorless artifact token named Gold on the battlefield, and it has sacrificed this artifact. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Pretty good. Also running this guy, Rankle, Master of Pranks. 2 colors and double black to play. Fairy Rogue, 3/3 with flying and haste. Whenever Rankle, Master of Pranks, deals combat damage to a player, choose any number. Each player discards a card. Gross. Each player loses 1 life and draws a card. Probably won't be using that very often. Each player sacrifices a creature. Gross. This guy's gross. He's disgusting. I'm happy to have him. Let's see here, running Emerith, Desert Doom for 3 colors and double blue there. Dragon, 5/5 with flying. Emerith has ward 4 as long as it's untapped. That's pretty good. Whenever Emerith deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. When you have fewer than 3 cards in hand, draw cards equal the difference. This guy's pretty good. I like him. Using him for draw. Running Mind Flayer, because why not? 3 colors and double blue to play. Horror, 3/3 with Dominate Monster. When Mind Flayer enters the battlefield, gain control of target creature for as long as you control Mind Flayer. I love this kind of stuff. Always going to run it if I can. Running this guy, Thyrix, the Sudden Storm. 3 colors and double blue to play. Elemental Giant, 4/5 with flash and flying, so I can play him at instant speed, right? Spells you cast with converted mana cost 5 or greater, cost 1 less to cast, can't be countered. That's disgusting. This is going to definitely help me out with the Toxrill. Let's see here. I got a few more creatures, it looks like. Let me clear this up a little bit here. Hythonia the Cruel. 4 colors, double black to play. Gorgon, 4/6 with Death Touch. She's got Monstrosity 3 that can activate with 6 colorless and double black. And she says when Hythonia the Cruel becomes monstrous, destroy all non-Gorgon creatures. This is pretty good. I use it when I need to. I hope to not use it too often, but couldn't pass up having a board wipe that also leaves me somebody on the field. So, pretty good. Running Narcana Reverent. 4 colorless, double black to play, Vampire Shade, 4/4. Obviously, I'm going to be running her because I need ramp in this deck, so whenever you tap a swamp for mana, add black to your mana pool. That's so good. You may also pay black, and then she'll get a +1/+1 until end of turn. So if you need to really use her for a win, you can, I suppose. But I'm primarily using her for her mana ability. Alright, one of my favorites. Ulamog's Crusher, 8 colorless, Eldrazi, 8/8. Annihilator 2, love Annihilator. Ulamog's Crusher attacks each turn of Fable. If you don't know what Annihilator is, Annihilator 2 says whenever this creature attacks, defending player sacrifices 2 permanents. Very disgusting. Love Eldrazi. So happy when I got him. Speaking of Eldrazi, running Hand of Emrakul in his deck as well. 9 colorless Eldrazi, 7/7. You may sacrifice 4 Eldrazi spawn rather than pay Hand of Emrakul's mana cost. I will have some Eldrazi spawn in this deck, so this is a likely thing to happen. Hand of Emrakul also has Annihilator 1. Pretty good. Last creature of my deck, running Gadwick the Wizened, the Wizard. You're a wizard, Harry. No, I'm not. That's who we got here. He's X and 3 blue to play. Human Wizard, 3/3. When Gadwick the Wizened enters the battlefield, draw X cards. Whenever you cast a blue spell, tap target non-land permanent and opponent controls. Love this guy. He's good. He's gross. I play a spell, I can tap their stuff. I mean, if the spell's blue. That's it for my creatures. Moving forward. Instants, here we go. What do we got? We got Feign Death for 1 black instant. Until end of turn, target creature gains when this creature dies. Return to the battlefield tapped. Under its owner's control with the +1/+1 counter. You guessed it, Toxrill. I got Vendetta here for 1 black instant. Destroy target non-black creature. It can't be regenerated. You lose life equal to that creature's toughness. It's pretty good at pretty much taking almost anything out. Almost, right? You see a guard approach for a blue instant. Choose one. Distract the guard. Tap target creature. That's pretty useful. What I'm probably going to use this for mainly is for hide. Target creature you control gains hexproof till end of turn. Yep, gonna make sure that Toxrill stays on the field. Demonic Gift. Oh, maybe see a pattern here. 1 colorless and a black instant. Until end of turn, target creature gets +2/+0 and gains when this creature dies. Return to the battlefield under its owner's control. Yep, you know who that's for. Oh, look, what else we got here? Unlikely Aid. 1 colorless and a black to play instant. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains indestructible to end turn. Yep, definitely like that. Here's something else, right? Defense rate. 2 colors and a black to play. Instant, destroy target creature without flying, which you probably will be facing as you're playing this deck, or as you're playing this deck against other people. So, yeah, I like that. Poison the Cup. 1 colorless, double black instant, destroy target creature. If this spell was foretold, scry 2. I can foretell it for a colorless and a black. That's pretty good. Like foretell. Blood Curl, 3 colors and a black instant, destroy target creature. Put a menace counter on a creature you control. That's pretty good. Drag to the Underworld for 2 colors and double black instant. The spell costs X less to cast, where X is your devotion to black. Destroy target creature. That's good. Turgrid's Shadow for 3 colors and double black instant. Each player sacrifices 2 creatures. We like that. It also has Foretell for double colorless and double black. Very good. Last but not least, running Polymorphous Rush for 2 colors and a blue, instant with Strive. Polymorphous Rush costs 1 colorless and a blue more to cast for each target beyond the first. Okay. Choose a creature on the battlefield. Any number of target creatures you control each become a copy of that creature until end of turn. I'm running Eldrazi, which I like very much. I'm going to have a lot of slugs out. I think it might be a good idea to run this guy, just in case I want to just annihilate everything. You see what I did there? Yeah. I know, I'm pretty funny. Anyways, this guy helps me win the game. I love it. Good, good. That's it for instance. Let's move forward, right? What do we got? We got what? Sorceries? Okay. Asphyxiate, right? 1 colorless, double black to play. Sorcery, it says destroy target untapped creature. We like that. Oh yeah, I'm so happy I have this. Yeah. Grim Tutor, 1 colorless, double black to play. Search your library for a card. Put that card into your hand, then shuffle your library. You lose 3 life. This is so good. Love it. Good, good, good. We love tutors. Tutors are good. Raven Form. I hear this is one of the best removal spells right now. One of the best, yeah. Or one of the best upcoming new removal spells, yeah. So 2 colorless and a blue to play. Sorcery, exile target artifact or creature. Its controller creates a 1/1 blue bird creature token with flying, and it's got Foretell for a blue. That's pretty good. I like this card. Last sorcery I got is Grim Bounty for 2 colors, double black, destroy target creature or planeswalker, and create a treasure token. I like that. This is good. Works in the deck, right? All right. Artifacts, let's go. Running Giant's Amulet for blue artifact. When I enter battlefield, I can pay 3 colors in blue, and if I do, I get a 4/4 Giant. Wizard, I probably won't be doing that very often. Equipped creature gets +0/+1 and has this creature as hexproof until it's, as long as it's untapped. And it equips for 2. So this is probably going on Toxrill, right? Oh yeah, Springleaf Drum, 1 colorless to play. I can tap it and tap an untapped creature you control. Add 1 mana of any color to my mana pool. Yeah, I need some ramp in here. So there we go. Eye of Vecna, 2 colorless artifact. When Eye of Vecna enters battlefield, you draw a card, lose 2 life. All right. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may pay 2 colorless. If you do, draw a card and lose 2 life. I like this. Good. We draw more cards. Oh, this card's so good. I like this. Golden Vine Pick, 2 colors to play. Equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. Whenever the equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. Oh, I love that. Equip for 1. This is good. Mirror Shield for 2 colorless. Equipment. Equipped creature gets +0/+2 and has hexproof. Whenever a creature with Death Touch blocks or becomes blocked by this creature, destroy that creature. Okay. Using this for the hexproof, really. Equip for 2. Very good. Dungeon Map, 3 colorless. To play, tap it for a colorless. Good. I can pay 3, tap it, venture into a dungeon, and activate only as a sorcery. Probably not going to do that, but maybe I will. Don't know. Need it for ramp. Heraldric Banner, right? For 3 colorless. When it enters the battlefield, I get to choose a color. Probably going to choose black just because of the slugs. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Creatures you control of the chosen color get +1/+0, and then add 1 mana of the chosen color. Pretty good. Probably black. Probably. Yeah, I'm running the Raiders Carve or Carpe Diem. Whenever this guy attacks, you look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it on the battlefield tapped. We like that. Crew 3/4/4. Let's go. Last but not least, I'm running Replicating Ring. 3 colors to play. I can tap it, add 1 mana of any color. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a night counter on Replicating Ring. If it has 8 or more night counters on it, remove all of them and create 8 colorless snow artifact tokens named Replicating Ring with tap and add 1 mana of any color. This is really good late game. I mean, I need it for ramp, but if I ever get there, oh yeah. So that's it for artifacts. Got some enchantments here. Let's go. Running Wizard class for 1 blue. It's an enchantment class. You have no maximum hand size. That is so good. I can pay 2 in a blue to level it up to 2. Then I get to draw 2 cards. I can pay then 4 in a blue to level it to 3 whenever I draw a card, right? Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. I like that. I like this. This is good. Frogify, so good in this deck because of Toxrill, right? So 1 colorless and a blue aura to play enchant creature. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a blue frog creature with base power and toughness 1/1. Very good. Starlit Mantle. I'm going to be, dropping this on Toxrill, of course. So 1 colorless and a blue flash aura, right? Enchant creature you control. When Starlit Mantle enters the battlefield, enchanted creature gains hexproof till end of turn. Then, of course, gets the +1/+1. Very good. I love this card. The Trickster God's Heist for 2 colors and a blue-black to play. Enchantment Saga. So when you start out here, you get to exchange control of 2 target creatures. That's so good in this format because you don't even have to switch your stuff out. You can switch their stuff around, so it's funny. When it gets to your, or when it does receive a lore counter on here, right? You may exchange control of 2 target non-basic, non-creature permanents that share a card type. Pretty good. Then when you get to 3, target player loses 3 life and you gain 3 life. It's really the number 1 that I really like. It's fun. All right, last one. Enthralling Hold for 3 colorless and double blue to play. Aura. Enchant creature. You can't choose an untapped creature as the spell's target as you cast it. That's okay. You can be patient, right? You control enchanted creature. I love this. Very good. So that's it for my enchantments. I have a Planeswalker I'm running. Ashiok, Nightmare Weaver for a colorless blue-black to play. Starts out with 3, right? You can pump them up to +2. Exile the top 3 cards of target opponent's library. That's pretty okay. -X. Put a creature card with converted mana cost X exiled with Ashiok onto the battlefield under your control. That creature is a nightmare in addition to its other types. That could be pretty good depending on what you find, right? His -10, that's why I like this guy. Exile cards from all opponents' hands and graveyards. If I do this with Toxrill on the field and I get it off, I'm pretty sure I win the game. Very hard to get around that. Love this guy. As far as lands go, it's hard to do this with Boxing League. But I have some lands here. I got Ice Tunnel, Island, Swamp that I can tap for either blue or black, and it enters your battlefield tap. It's also a snow land. Here's something. Tyrite Sanctum. I can tap it for colorless, right? Or I can pay 2 colorless, tap it. Target legendary creature becomes a god in addition to its other types, and I get to put a +1/+1 counter on it. I like that. The other thing I like is you can pay 4 to tap it, sacrifice this guy, put an indestructible counter on target god. So if you really wanted to, you can make Toxrill into a god, and then eventually give it indestructibility. Pretty good. I like this card. So that's my Toxrill deck for my Commander EDH Boxing League. Thank you all guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy this video. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content. Leave comments, please. I'd be happy to respond to whatever it is that you guys come up with. I'm interested in doing this more. I'm going to invest more time into making these decks, and be happy to create more content for you all. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good one. See you next time.